want to talk about harmony. I was talking the other day to my friend Matt, and he was telling me about a situation that he and his wife were facing. And it's a situation in which some really strong feelings can come out. And he and his wife could be at odds with each other. It's a situation where some of their old wounds and hurts can flare back up pretty easily. And Matt admitted to me that he had his own view of how he would like things to come out, and they didn't necessarily line up with what his wife wanted. But while we were talking, he used this term that really caught my attention. He said that he could feel and experience the sweetness of harmony. And I thought, wow, what a cool concept, the sweetness of harmony. And the reason it really resonated with me is I now am beginning to understand what it means to have harmony within my marriage. My wife and I, we've had some challenges over the last 20 years, and we're now at a place where we really seem to see eye to eye. Every day I just marvel at how situations that would have ended up in a big fight, arguments, maybe even name calling, some cussing even, who knows, all sorts of really terrible things. Today we just seem to shrug it off and just move on. That to me is the sweetness of harmony, an ability for each of us to accept one another just the way we are. Not having these crazy expectations of, well, she should do this, and if she does that, that means she loves me, and she can't love me if she did this. I mean, all of those things, put them all aside. So what does it take? How in the world does one get the sweetness of harmony? Well, I'll tell you what worked for me. After the 20 years of battling and trying to manipulate and cajole and force and shame and guilt my wife into meeting the expectations that I had, frankly, expectations that she nor anybody else could ever really meet, I just decided to give it all up. I stopped having expectations of her. I stopped having this list of things that I wanted her to do or not do to make me feel the way I wanted to feel. And I turned somewhere else. I turned to God, actually, to get all those expectations met through Him. And as I relinquished those expectations, I also got to a place of deciding that I was going to try to stop controlling my situation. I no longer was going to try to make things happen just the way I wanted them to. So no longer had expectations, no longer tried to control, and I just had faith that God would make it all work out. That God did indeed bring us together for a reason, and that He did intend for us to have a marriage with purpose, a marriage with impact, a marriage with influence. And so I gave up my rights, so to speak. And since then, we've had harmony. Doesn't mean that she doesn't do things that I don't like, or that I don't do things that she doesn't like. But where the harmony comes in is now that we don't have those expectations of each other. If she doesn't do something that I was expecting her to do or would have liked her to do, it's no big deal. I just accept it just the way it is, because that's the way she is right then and there. And I just assume that there's some reason why she didn't meet what I would have had as an expectation. And the beautiful thing is, as I've done that to her, she's done that to me. So now there isn't strife, there isn't conflict, there isn't anger, there isn't bitterness and unforgiveness. There's just this love that flows, that we each just seem to be able to accept each other just the way we are. So if you want harmony in your marriage, consider relinquishing your rights, giving up your expectations, and just trusting that it will all work out and that there is a reason for you and your wife to be together.